please.
We ready?
Yeah.
Welcome, welcome. We're so excited to have you here today. Today we are starting a evergreen course, the 101, everything that you need to know to get your basic understanding of ancient secrets. And I'm Carol Ray, one of the hosts, along with Cornelia and Vinay. Can you say hello, Vinay?
Hello, all the beautiful ladies. Wish you happy Women's Day. Myself, Vinay Soni, calling from, at present, I'm joining from the Bombay, India.
And what time is it in Bombay, India?
It's almost 11:30 midnight.
And we have Dr. Clint G. Rogers in the house
Yeah.
on his birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I poured my love into this experience for everyone who's beginning or watching this virtually. You're on an exciting journey, and I just wanted to tell how much I love Carol, Cornelia, and just looking at the other people on this call. Case here, Angel, Sibylla. Wow, fantastic. Happy Women's Day. And also, happy Women's Day to all our moms.
And
How's
happy
Nepal?
birthday to you. Okay. So I guess it's me. I'm the co-host for the 101. It was Carol and myself who had the idea, I think 2 years ago, that before people go into either the miracle experience for 30 days or do even the 100 days, that we didn't really have a program where we talk really about some of the principles that are coming from the book. And we thought it would be a good idea to actually teach those things and speak about these things so people can apply them, because they are the foundation of everything we are doing in Ancient Secrets. And so we are actually, I hand it over back to Carol because she has the PowerPoint presentation. And I think we are starting and giving an overview what we are going to do, what topics we are going to cover, and then we actually go through the first week that we normally do when we teach it live. This time it will be like semi-guided, meaning that we do have a couple of sessions live, and some of the sessions you can actually watch just as a video. But some of the principles that we are going to talk about, they actually need to be, in a sense, practiced with another person. And you can only do that when we do have breakout rooms. And this is why we kind of came back and said, okay, at least we need to have a few sessions with the whole group that is starting around now and offer a live call so we can actually practice these principles. And you will hear today what that main principle is that we need the breakout rooms for. So
can I get you to run the PowerPoint from your system since my bandwidth is pretty low?
okay, you should have told me that before so I could have opened it. Let me see.
No problem whatsoever. So today is a special day for me. This is the day that I found Ancient Secrets 5 years ago, and what a life changer it's been for me. You wouldn't have recognized me if you'd seen me then. One, I was much heavier. Two, I could hardly walk. I had a cane and a back brace. I was getting steroid shots in my hips every 6 months for inflammation. And I was pretty miserable. I was grieving and sad. My best friend had died in 2018. My other best friend fell and broke her neck and was going through a tough time. My stepsister fell down the stairs and broke her neck and died in 2018. My brother-in-law got cancer and died in 2019. and I had skin cancer and lightning strike in March of 2019. So it was like a series of things and things and things, and I was so depressed. I was so sad. I felt no joy. And my daughter was in hospice, and I'm so proud to say she's still with me, and she's in palliative care now. So things were very dark, and it was Ancient Secrets that reading Dr. Clint's book, Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer. I have one here in Portuguese, and it's a life changer. It's a game changer, and there's so many tools in here. If you don't have the book, do yourself a favor, at the very least, get the Kindle version. And the nice thing about that is you can search for things when they come up and you're looking for things using the search feature on the Kindle book. But at each chapter, there's questions that you can ask yourself and keep a journal. And one of the things Dr. Naram was passionate about was keeping a journal. So we invite you for this course, have a journal. I have so many. This is one of my small ones that fits in a pocketbook. Have a journal and start your day with entry in your journal about what you want for this day. End your day with gratitude, what you're grateful for the day. And it makes such a difference to have that go along in the journey. So I can't tell you how much I love this community. I love this whole principle of being grateful for expressing love and for opportunities to practice unconditional love. And that's something that few people can really master, but we actually have some people here who are constantly striving to express love. And one of our core principles is we didn't come to teach you. We came to love you, and love will teach you. So that's one of the things that we really try to adhere to. At the same time, we want to be sure and answer your questions, make you feel at home. Make sure that if you do have questions, we have experts like Vinay here with us who traveled and was an administration assistant to Dr. Naram for 20 years. He knows so much about Ayurveda, and he's recently completed his doctorate, so that's really exciting for him. And of course, Cornelia has been teaching classes and been so core to all of the offerings in Ancient Secrets Academy and the many, many courses. She's also administrator for our Kajabi system. So with that, we'll start the power deck for Ancient Secrets 101. And there we go. I didn't come to teach you, I came to love you. So that's something that is very near and dear to our hearts. And the agenda for today, we want to remind everybody that what you hear here is for entertainment and educational purposes only. We offer this as a training learning experience, but always invite you to seek medical attention when you need it, and don't hesitate to call for emergency services when you believe that that's called for. And we have full disclosures in our books and websites that you can refer to, as well as in this deck. There's Cornelia and I together. It felt like finding my soulmate for a sister friend, and it's been such a great journey to have her to be side by side in our adventures, and we travel very well together. And we're here to support you, and we've put our contact information and the Kajabi link for where you'll find these recordings for you can listen to them whenever it's convenient for you. So we have an ask, and it is for this course, for yourself, for your health, for your spiritual well-being. See if you can give this 100% of your attention while you're doing it. It's a myth to think that multitasking is efficient. They've proven it time and time again that the time when we're most efficient is when we are 100% dedicated to what we're doing at the time, to be present. I've already mentioned how important it is to keep a journal, and please do that for yourself. You can look back on this experience and marvel at what you learned and how you applied it and changed your life. We ask that you be respectful of others and mindful of your messages, and remind you that we are a very wide and broad and diverse group of people from multiple religions, multiple ethnicities, and we welcome everyone. So we ask that your comments be respectful for everyone. And it's also a really great time to practice listening skills and how important that can be a game changer in relationships when you say, "Can I see if I understood you?" And to repeat back to someone what you've heard. It's a great skill, and Dr. Clint has really brought that home to all of us. This is our who's who of ancient secrets, our lineage, the ones that we express gratitude for. And it starts with Master Jivaka, who was the physician to the Buddha, as well as King Bimbisara in a large, large terrain of India about 450 BCE. One of the quotes he's famous for is, "Anything can be a medicine or a poison, even water." And so we look at everything and all the recipes and remedies and say, this for some might not be as good as it is for another. So always consider that when we're talking about remedies. And then Baba Ram Das, who was the teacher for Dr. Naram, and such wisdom that he had him come every day for training and gave him such masterful insight of the Siddhaveda lineage. And then our beloved Dr. Giovanni, he's a medical doctor from Italy who trained and worked with Dr. Naram, who's still very active in the community. And I've had such honor to be in his presence on many occasions, and he's all love. And of course, Dr. Clint G. Rogers, who is the reason that we're here, who wrote the book, who continues to offer his life work as supporting orphans in Nepal, which was one of Dr. Naram's missions, and continues to work on additional books that are coming. And we're so grateful for him to give us this opportunity. Here is Jivaka. His wonderful drawing came from Heidi Yaden. And I think I covered pretty much all of that. He was not only a physician, but also a surgeon and a master herbalist. And there is a study that came out from, I believe, the University of Michigan that reviewed some of his casework. And the only small correction they had is when reviewing how he treated patients, and his documentation was he maybe could have avoided surgery by using a different technique. But it's amazing that far long ago that his work is still held up as being good medicine. He lived in India about 450 BCE, and he attended Taxila University for 7 years, which was a fantastic school with students from Greece to China and everything in between. And they had a very wide range of coursework, and from astronomy to all of the herbalist studies and all the sciences, so mathematics. It was a really unique situation for that time and age. And here's our Baba Ram Das. God is within all of us, and we have a purpose to discover. And we have some tools for those of you who are not feeling it, that we can hope to have you feel that power within you and know that there is no separation. We are all one. And that's one of the powerful lessons that we have from Baba Ram Das. And of course, our beloved Dr. Naram, to bring the benefit of ancient secrets into every home, every heart on earth, was his mission statement. And we continue with that. And by golly, we've got the Ancient Secrets book in the North Pole. It's in Africa. We have it in, we have a really worldwide community, and we continue to support his mission of bringing this message of vibrant health, unlimited energy, and healing from this mission. And Dr. Pankaj Naram is very famous in his sessions of pulse reading and pulse healing to ask, "What do you want?" And you'll hear that many times through the next few weeks when we have you ask your highest self, "What is my purpose? What is it that I want at my highest self?" And here's Dr. Clint with Pankaj Naram holding up the book with the lotus flower. Lotus means, Pankaj means lotus. And it's such a great picture of something beautiful coming out of the muck and the mud and flowering into this beautiful healing that it provides. So Dr. Naram saw himself as a translator of ancient wisdom, and part of his service was to bring these secrets to the modern world. And here he is at this famous temple that Cornelia and I were fortunate enough to visit 2 years ago, and we're going back there again soon. So this is a great teaching opportunity for Dr. Clint with the master, and he's holding the ancient scripts and teaching right from the scripts. So this is such a powerful lesson. So this is the highlights for Dr. Clint, including links to his TED. We didn't link it, but there is a TEDx talk. Millions of people have seen it, and he's established this benefit organization, the 501c organization, where you can find links and more detailed information about that. And we were also proud of him in 2021 in Italy. He was knighted for his work for humanity, and what a great day that was. This is his passion. This is all of why we do what we do. We were raising funds and energy and support for 9 orphanages in Nepal now. And this is the kids from the Mountaineer Home. And they're so joyful. Lakshmi there and I did a lot of coloring in the Ancient Secrets coloring book for kids. And she is just amazing at how meticulous she was. And she was making sure that I colored within the lines. And they're just such joys, and I'm looking really forward to having the opportunity to see them again soon. The books have been translated into, I think it's over 30 languages now, and we still have volunteer opportunities for those who want to continue with translation. I know the pet book, Ancient Secrets for Pets, was just translated into Portuguese, and the cookbook was just released in Italian. So we continue to bring these books to the world with the support of our great translation team. We're so proud of them. We're so grateful to them. Dr. Giovanni Principali. If you come to our Sedona retreat in June the 10th through the 12th, you could be able to book pulse clinics with Dr. Giovanni and Dr. Clint. So just a great human being, a great hugger, and it's a great opportunity to see him face to face in June. And we have lots of training opportunities, and there's been this started with Dr. Naram having university level courses in Germany, and then that spread out to a new program that's just wrapped up, a 3-year program for students in Ayurveda and the Ancient Secrets combined to make a new group of young Vaidyas coming into the world. So such a powerful group there. And Dr. Naram's beautiful family, his son Krishna, who's now an MD, his wife Smita, Dr. Smita Naram, and his sister to the left is Varsha, and his brother is also shown there. So he was a family man, and it's a great picture to see him. And you'll see that Dr. Clint and Dr. Giovanni are there with his family. And our community. This was taken in Sedona 2 years ago. I'm down there on the front, and Cornelia's there. And it was just such a heartwarming experience. You could feel the love when you walked in the door. We had people from Sedona saying, I've been to dozens and dozens and dozens of retreats in Sedona. I've never felt love like I've felt from this group. So I'm going to let Cornelia talk for a little while.
So what we are going to do now is actually doing some mamas, grounding and focus. And the first one that we are going to do is our famous forgive and forget, or forgive and let go mama. And it is meant to really let go of everything that is in the way of whatever it is that you want to achieve. And sometimes we know that there is a person, a situation that has kind of stayed with us that is stopping us from really going through life in a happy, healthy way. But sometimes we don't know what that is. And for me, that is always then when I use that sentence for myself, whatever is in the way of achieving my highest good. And because at that point, whenever we do mamas, we are not talking to a person, we are talking to our subconscious and to the superconscious. And they know what that is. So we don't necessarily need to specify what it is that we want to let go of. And the first thing that we are doing is we are using our left hand, and we bring our thumb in here, and then the index finger on the fleshy part here between the thumb and the index finger, and just see if you can find a spot that might be sore. And wherever that is where we are pressing 6 times. So we do that. We press it 6 times. And you can press that, and you can think, or you can say out loud, I forgive and I let go. If you know what that is, you can put that in a red frame over your left eye. So we are using the left side, which actually in Ayurveda and Siddha Veda is for the past. So we are letting go things from the past. And so you can put a frame around your left eye in red, and you put whatever that is. If it's a person, if it's a situation, and you can imagine it, put it in there, and we do it again. We press 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can again say, I forgive and I let go. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I forgive and I let go. And let's do it 2 more times. We press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I forgive and I let go. And another round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I forgive and I let go. Ideally, we do it 6 times 6. I'm not sure if I did 5 or 6 now, but normally we do 6 times 6 particularly with that one. So that is the first one that we are going to do today. And then the next one, I'm show you again quickly the picture as well. And for that one, we do have Dr. Giovanni with us. And this is the memory mama. And that's a very interesting mama. And we can do that. You see where he is pointing here with his index finger on that point where the thumb of the left hand actually goes into the hand. And there is a joint. And when you use that grease that's right at the joint from the outside, that is the point that we are going to use. So it's right here. And you can either do it this way, that you press here, or you can use the index finger from your left hand and press it as well. So that both work. And Dr. Noram used to do that when he was seeing patients. And he wanted to memorize things. He would press that point under the table. And he was famous for remembering stories from patients and names of patients. And it is because he used that all the time. So that's an interesting point, because you use it in order to store the memory in your brain. But then when you are in a situation, you meet someone and you cannot remember the name of the person, you can also press that point, and it will then connect you to your memory, and then you might pretty quickly actually remember the name of the person. So it is both. You can use it to store memory in it and create memories. So particularly helpful when we are learning new things, which we are doing today. So for some of you, so what we are going to do is now we use that one and press that 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And when we are going through the course and do you hear something new, you might actually maybe want to use that one in order to remember things. And that takes us to our next point, and that is listening to understand. I'll just share the screen quickly, even though it's just the, so that is what you're going to see then also in the, when you get the material, listen to understand. For me, that was one of the most important exercises I've ever done in my life. And I did it long before I had ever heard of Ancient Secrets and Ayurveda. And that was when I took a dance class, a training, and we were supposed to listen to music. And because we are using in that movement form that I'm teaching, we are using the music in a very specific way. And as a teacher, you need to learn the music. You need to listen to certain aspects of the music. So you don't have to count, but you hear maybe a bell somewhere. And this is then what guides you and what I use to guide the students. So in order to listen to the music, what I'm going to do right now, I will play a song for you. And that song, I want you just to listen to it as you would normally listen to a piece of music. And I play about 1.5 minutes and of that. And then I stop it, and then I give you further instructions, because that will set the tone of what we are going to do later in the breakout rooms. Okay, so I share the sound, and then I need to play the music. So just sit still and listen to the music. And just to give you a little bit of a forewarning, it's not about if you like that song or not, it's just listening. So that was now just listening to it as you normally would listen to music. And now we are listening to the very same song again. And I want you to imagine that you are sitting in the audience and there is a big orchestra and all the musicians on stage. And you can actually watch them, and you will hear certain instruments starting. If you have ever been in a live event, you saw that the drummer was coming in and then he stopped playing, and then he came in again and stopped playing, and then the piano was playing and then it stopped, and then the violins would come in and would stop, and then there was someone singing and she or he would sing and would stop. And what I want you to do is to really listen to the different instruments that you can hear that are coming in and going. And you will hear instruments that are not normally in music. To hear there's lots of drums coming that we haven't even heard yet. And pay attention to when do they come in and when do they leave again. And you will also hear some kind of weird noises in the background. And my question to you is that I always ask at the end, did you hear the monkey? And so I invite you to sit upright. The best way to do it is your spine is erect. If you can, ground yourself by putting your feet on the ground and listen to it with your eyes closed, imagining you are watching an orchestra, and see if you can see in front of your eyes, but hear the different instruments coming in and going out again. Really pay attention. So that was listening. And now I would like to hear from one or two of you. Did you hear a difference by paying attention to and really focusing on the music in comparison to just listening that you did before? Angel, may I ask you?
Yeah.
I've unmuted you.
Okay, thank you. I definitely heard a difference. And it was interesting to hear the sitar and the monkeys, and it was wonderful. I definitely preferred the second version.
Yeah, and it was the same music. And it's just the way we pay attention to it that suddenly, for me, it was as if a new dimension had opened up to me when I listened to music by paying so close attention to
Was that
music.
Was that a gibbon? The monkey?
No, it is actually a band called Dead Can Dance, and the
I was
the
talking
song
about.
is called Yulunga.
Okay, I was asking if it was the monkey was a gibbon.
Oh,
Have
I
you-
cannot tell you that. I know they were somewhere in the jungle, but I don't know where they recorded it. To be honest, I don't know.
Mhm.
I just know they were there. I don't know if I can find that out, but I will check. Okay, anyone else? Sibylla?
Yeah, well, the second piece was much longer because
Yeah.
in the first piece shortened it to when the woman starts singing. And yeah, I mean, in the last part, you hear all kinds of sounds. I thought there was like a bird sound too, and things like that. So I'm a classical music listener, so I'm used to listen to the instruments and when they come in and out. But yeah, it's a really wonderful experience when you do that. Yeah.
Mm.
Especially in a live concert, that's even better,
Mm.
when you see and hear them at the same time. It's just a wonderful, it really deepens your experience. But listening is, I'm a retired psychologist, and when I worked with Doctors Without Borders outside with, teaching, I would always start with absolutely the most important thing that you can do as a therapist is listen. That's like, there's nothing more important than that.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
this is exactly what we are going forward to now, because what we want to do is now for you to go into the breakout rooms, and you will have one partner, and you are supposed to share a tiny story, something about something that upsets you at the moment, something that, or even a funny story, whatever it might be. And the other person only listens. There's no speaking at that time. The person sharing and the other person is listening. And once that person who has shared is finished with the story, the other person is actually just asking, can I see if I understood you? Or can I see if I understand you? And then you ask that question, and if the other person allows you, in this case, definitely it should so happen, the other person is then only repeating back what he or she heard.
Mhm.
There is no comment, no solution, no trying to solve anything, just repeating back what you heard.
Mhm.
Dr. Glint always says, people, and Dr. Nam said that as well, what people need nowadays more than love is to be heard and understood. And when we are in a position that we can really listen to somebody else, and a lot of communication is not conveyed by the words spoken, but by the tone they are spoken, and by what you get from it. And this is why I wanted to do this exercise with the music, because Now your ears are a little bit tuned to listen to nuances in maybe the voice of the person that is speaking. Can you hear different tones when they are sharing a story? They might be going from being upset, and maybe there's a little funny part, and the nuance in the voice will change. Can you pick up on that? Because that is the nonverbal communication that is happening all the time. And Sibylla just kind of hinted to that as well, how important that is. If we want to build really great relationships, and if we really want to understand other people. And that is one of the greatest gifts that I got from that exercise with music, and then deepening it even with what we did with Dr. Clint, really listening to understand people. So this is our first exercise that we are going to do today. And I need to set you up in breakout rooms now, which I of course haven't done because
It's
I was
okay.
speaking.
I'll give you a minute, but this is one of the big challenges for me personally is when I listen, I want to fix things. I'm a fixer. I'm a problem solver. And so when somebody's saying, "Oh, I had this and this," and I have all these remedies or, you know, ideas of how I might could help, it's really hard not to be a fixer and instead to be a listener. And this is a great skill to practice all the time with your family members and your friends or colleagues, is listening without trying to fix things. And it can be a life changer.
Okay. Now I open the rooms without giving the instructions. Okay, so let me see, I probably need to get them back.
Okay, did you send
Broadcast.
a message? This broadcast?
Yeah, but I wanted to speak it and I cannot. Okay. I wanted to get them all back. That was my mistake. Okay, we need to stop the pause the recording. Can you pause the recording, please?
Sure can.
Good. Back to the recording. Welcome back. So how was it for you? Who wants to share? Who wants to start? I want to hear from everyone. So who wants to start? Oh, Sibylla, why? I have you first here on my screen. Why not? You're muted. I unmute you. Okay.
I was saying Angel would like to share. She raised her hand.
Oh, I didn't see her. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
It's my Windows. Okay, Angel, you go ahead.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to say how fun. My first breakout room was last Saturday, and I had a blast. I shared kind of a funny story, and Sylvie did wonderful. Listened, and I also, when she was telling her story, I pushed the place on my thumb to remember a name that was in her story, and I was able to recall it no problem, and very good exercise. Thank you.
Good. And when you spoke and shared, Sibylla was able to, you were with Sibylla, did she understand you with what you said?
Yes, she
Okay.
understood me.
You,
Yes,
so you felt understood. That is
I
what I'm
understood.
aiming for.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And then we have Sibylla.
Yes, I really, it was an easy communication. I felt I understood her, and I felt she understood me, and then we were talking about that we are part of this group only for, I have been like really new in this group in a way, both of us.
Yeah, but that's one of these. This is why we are doing these. That's the part of 101. that is really so important, even on the Sunday calls when we are listening to somebody. Do we really hear what they are saying? So that is one of the foundational principles of the Ancient Secrets. And this is why what we normally don't teach in all of the other courses that we have. That's one of the reasons why Carolyn and myself said we need to kind of get that across, because for us, as we are kind of facilitators of all these courses, this is one of the biggest gifts that I got as a facilitator, that I'm able now to listen and to hear and to have that training. You got it in your training, Sibylla, obviously, as a psychiatrist or psychologist. But for the rest of us, I didn't have that kind of training to really listen to a person like that. So thank you for sharing. Then let's go to Leonor and Kay.
Good. Well, for me, it's a very interesting exercise because I could actually air something that I felt for days, and that is that the email is so insufficient. So my listener, I told my story about exactly that the email just can't touch what the voice can do. And Zoom call is good enough because we can even see each other's gestures. So yeah. So my partner, she listened to all of it, and to my surprise, she actually interpreted more into it, and that is a level of frustration with the particular topic about a dentist who refuses to meet with me in person, and how important to me that communication level is. And I communicated it in my story, and she really got that. I felt frustrated by being stifled in my desire to communicate. Unfortunately, I heard her story, and I didn't have enough time to reflect it all back to her, but we had a good start at that. And I think it was
Okay.
good.
Thank you. Kay?
Yes. If we had like 10 more seconds, maybe it would have worked. But I feel I could feel that, she was really there being present for me. And the reflection back was getting there. And then when I was sharing the story, there's her facial expression changed. So I felt like she was kind of getting how the story was first frustrating and then, turned out much better, So I felt like it was positive and helpful. Thank you.
Okay. So we will definitely have more of that in one of the future calls. We won't have weekly calls on the one that is semi-guided, but we will have definitely another call, maybe even 2 calls where we have these kind of breakout rooms where you can actually practice with someone, and we will go deeper into it's again listen to understand, but with a certain topic that is given. Sibylla, you have unmuted yourself.
Yes, I want to know if you are going to continue talking about this course, because I have to decide, and for that I need to know, like, in terms of times and things like that what the requirements are. Okay.
Yeah, we will talk about that. We have one little part of the teaching, and then we go into what's coming, what is the content of the rest of the call. We just wanted to give everyone an experience what that is all about, what we are going to do. And with that, I hand it over to Vinay, because one of our next topics that we are going to cover, part of it where we, I'll show you again the screen. Sorry, I'm on the wrong one here. Is we are also going to talk about the 6 keys of deeper healing. And when it comes, we are not going to talk a lot about 5 and 6 herbal formulas and Panchakarma, because that is something that you need much more time than we have in the 4-week course. But we are going to talk about Mama Shakti. We already did 2 today, the forgive and forget, and the memory one, and we will have many more. We talk about home remedies. Then we will also have something about diet and how changing your diet can change your life. And we also are going to talk about lifestyle. We're touching on that as we are on the kind of starter level. We are not going too deep, but we will give you at least some indication of what that is all about. And the first topic is Mama Shakti, and I invite now Vinay to explain exactly what Mama Shakti is. Okay, Vinay.
Thank you so much, Cornelia ji. And thank you so much. And welcome to Leonor also to joining this course and this call. My first interaction with Dr. Naram about the Marma Shakti, and he used to do almost 200 to 300 marmas in one day when he used to have the clinic day in the India. And also whenever he used to do the clinic in the USA or in the Europe or wherever he goes. So after completing the clinic day, he used to have the almost 10 to 20 marmas at every place. If he travels to the US, if he travels to the Europe. Now, according to him, what exactly he used to say that Marma Shakti is pressing the shuttle energy points, which will help to start the circulation of the blood in our body. Sometimes we feel like that we have the block in our neck or in the hands or in the joints. So by doing that thing, like what Cornelia ji has shared about doing this marma, let go and these things. So this is a block at the emotional level. So Marma Shakti not only works on the physical level, but it works on the mental level, it works on the subconscious level also. So it releases a different blocks. Now, according to Dr. Naram, he says that he learned these things, art and science, from his master, Baba Ramdas ji. And in one of the introduction about the Master Jivaka, what Carol has shared, that this is also like a surgery type, that by pressing the marma, I think so, few of them might have seen Dr. Clint is doing the marma. So some of the marma points we can do our own, and some of thing we have to allow Dr. Giovanni or Dr. Clint to do the marma when they're coming to the clinic things. Like we do this let go marma, like we do the memory marma. Generally, when Dr. Clint does the clinic, then he asks that we have to do the what do we want? Just 1 minute. What do we want? So he always says that we have to count the 7 fingers on our right hand, starting from the wrist, that from like these things, and then we flip, and then we take a 3 more fingers. So below the 3rd finger, that is our 7th point. Yeah. The 7th point is our what do we want? So this we can able to do it ourselves. And we have to make a right frame. In the right frame, we have to have the white color frame. And then we have to think about it, what exactly we want. Then there are other 4 marmas related to what do we want. Like in the index finger, we press and we think by keeping the white frame here on the right hand side eye, that what we want. So there are few marmas what we can do our own, but there are situation of the frozen shoulder, like a back situation, spinal, cervical, neck situation, that we request that allow the Dr. Giovanni or Dr. Clint to do, rather we do ourselves. Because sometimes when we do the jerk or we give the pressure, we might get hurt. There are other marma. The main benefit of marma point is that, as I said earlier, that to release our blocks. It will be on the physical level, mental level. Like a simple example, I'll say that when we do this memory marma. So as Angel said that she actually practically used these things while listening to her partner, and then she used these points, and then she able to get one invention. Like last time I was in the Ashland, and then we had a recording on the Spanish TV channel, and then suddenly they asked me to do this memory point, and then we received a few replies from the parents. When they started doing this for their children during the exams and during the class, they able to listen, or they able to remember more easily. So
Mm.
these are the benefits of the Marma points, and with these things, and the best part of this course is that we not only able to take care of ourselves, but we also able to contribute to in our family members' life, to our loved ones' life, and to our family and community's life. So
Mm.
these are the few the background about the Marma Shakti, and definitely it will help you a lot in everyday's life also. Thank you, Cornelia ji.
Yes, thank you, Vinay, for sharing that. So during the course, we just did 2 today, and then Vinay showed the other one, or 2 actually, for What Do You Want? And we have some more over the course of the whole Ancient Secrets 101. And then also, as we were saying, we are going to talk about home remedies and a little bit about diet and lifestyle, not so much about the herbal remedies and the Panchakarma, which is actually a detox program. And let me just share again quickly the slides. And so here we go. And then these are the 4 main principles that we actually have built the course around. The first one, Carol was already talking about, which is to give 100% in whatever you do. And even if you're not taking this course, if you were just to change one single thing in your life, instead of multitasking all the time, to give 100% to whatever you are doing. And if it's something like ironing or cleaning the toilets or cooking your food or whatever it is, speaking or listening to someone, you to give 100% all the time will change your life forever. That is definitely one of the principles. The other one that Carol mentioned is when you keep, or as you are supposed to keep a journal, to express gratitude in the evening or even in the morning when you wake up. I'm grateful for another day. I'm grateful for my breath. I'm grateful for my body. I'm grateful for I can walk, for whatever it might be. And at the end of the day, pick 3 things at least that you can write down in your journal what you are grateful for. The other 2 are Titi Bedevo Baba and Atmiyata, and I invite Carol now to speak briefly about those. Just
Well,
a quick
yeah,
information.
Aditi Deva Bhava is another one of those things that so changed my life. And it's the willingness to give up control and needing to be right. And the idea that, we have, we fight against flexibility in our day to day. So in general, it means treat every unexpected guest. That guest could be an animal, an emotion, a person, it could be anything, but treat the unexpected as if it's a gift from God or the goddess, something that's for your benefit. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. And when you stop and view life at that, I got a notice yesterday that my flight to Nepal was canceled and no further information available at this time. And the first thing that hit my mind was Aditi Devabawa. Maybe I'm not supposed to go. Maybe this is something that's happening for me. And so I completely, there was a time in my life I would have been jumping up and down going, no, this can't be And it was disconcerting, and it took me a few hours to get past it, which I did with Cornelia's help. And I'm back on track. I just had to pay more money and add another 5 hours to my trip. But, I immediately did not go into that, oh my gosh, this is terrible. Instead, I went into like, maybe there's a lesson in this. Maybe maybe there's something I'm supposed to be looking at. And so Aditi Deva Baba, we'll spend some more time on that, but it's life-changing. And it could be a crow. In my case, vultures were my first introduction to Aditi Deva Baba, to stop screaming at them, telling them how nasty they are. Instead, invite them into my life for what they can teach me. And they've taught me so much. I could write a whole book on vultures. They're incredible. Their creativity. And then the next one is Atmiyata. And I wrote a little song. It says, Atmiyata, Atmiyata, God is in me. Atmiyata, Atmiyata, in you too. Atmiyata, Atmiyata, be ye kind. Atmiyata, Atmiyata, one to another. Just very much like be ye kind one to another. And no matter how somebody treats you, respond in love. No matter. No matter what they call you, no matter how vile they might get, they are in consciousness. They are one. We are all one, and respond in love. And what a game changer that can be. So that's just a little tiny highlight. It's sorry about the singing, but it's a good way to remember things. Cornelia?
Yep. And so far, these are kind of the main topics that we have. So Atmiyata and Aditi Devo Baba. And for me, Aditi Devo Baba was letting go of victimhood. Because when you are actually trying to control things and they don't go your way, then you always kind of send out the message that I'm a victim. It's happening to me and there's nothing. And the moment you switch that to it's happening for me, something shifts. And I had really that one day when it happened to me, where I had this total shift of going out, oh, I'm a victim too. I'm actually, it's happening for me. And now I'm always looking, as Carol said, what is the good in that situation? What is the gift in it? And that changes everything. And we are going to practice that. And that is these are the 4 main principles and basic principles of Ayurveda. And then we spice them with some home remedies and some lifestyle changes that you can apply in your life. And then also the interaction even in the breakout rooms with listening to understand, that is definitely part of the whole course that we are going to bring in, even though it's a semi-guided course. So you will get some of the teachings as a recorded session, but then also some live sessions. And people who have gone through the course, they all said it changed their lives. Definitely Carol and myself can say all these principles applied daily will change your life forever in a way that you cannot even predict or understand right now, because there's so deep-seated changes in your personality and who you are and how you see life. And did I forget anything, Carol?
I don't think so. I think we covered things pretty well. As far as time commitment, it's, if you're giving it your 100%, it's going to vary from person to person how much time you invest in it. Some people need to watch a video multiple times. They don't get it through the first time, so they have to, watch multiple times. So it's not a huge ask in terms of time. It's how important is it for you to really absorb. The most important thing for the time is keep that journal. Write those things down in the morning and in the evening, and really look at your day for miracles. What happened that was a beautiful synchronicity, and make note of it. And just those little changes can be so important. And doing the marmas every day doesn't take very long. You can do this entire practice in about 30 minutes and have it really impact your life in very powerful ways.
Yeah, the mama session, we are in a group in the morning and we do the series of mamas, and it doesn't take long to go through like 8 mamas that we are doing, or 6 or 7 that we are doing every single morning, and that doesn't take long. So it's not a big time investment to do the mamas. Sibylla, do you have a question?
Yeah, my question is a question of time. As you know, I have, and that's my issue. My issue is I have from 8:30 to 9 every day. I have my group meditation online, and then I have another one from 11 to 12. And those are two of my, I belong to kind of a meditation school group, whatever, and I have that every day of the week.
Yeah,
So
these and the recordings will be up on Kajabi, so that means you can watch them whenever you want to. And we will most likely have, we haven't, we have already decided that the next call for the live call will be on the March 29th, which again is a Saturday at the same time at 1 o'clock Eastern time, which is 10 o'clock Pacific time. So it will be in 3 weeks' time, same time, but we will send you a different link. It will be on a different link because that is then only for those who have actually signed up. This one was kind of an explanation what it's going to be, and for people who are undecided, but also for people who have already signed up, that you already get your first session. And so that is already set up. The next call is on the 29th. And then most likely there will be another one 2 weeks later. But we haven't quite set the time yet, depending on what else is coming up in the beginning of April.
So again, a half hour in the morning every day, and that's like on our own?
No, that is all in all. What you, for example, if you write gratitude statements in the morning, that could be done in maybe 3-4 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you might have another 3-4 minutes in the evening where you sit down, what am I grateful for today? So that might be another 3-4 minutes. Then you might watch one of the training videos, but that would be only once a week, one video. So that is then maybe 1 hour as a whole. And then you go through your day. And then once you know a little bit more about, then you might do a mama session that might be 5 minutes long. And so it's not all in all where you have to do it, but the overall on average would be, you could say maybe 20 to 30 minutes a day that you want to focus on that. And then once a week or every 2 weeks, you watch as you are self-guided, so you can go through it in your own pace. Then whenever you have time, you can watch one of those videos. And they are normally between 1 hour to 90 minutes long.
Oh.
But it's your own time, so you can choose whenever you have enough time to do it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions, Kate?
Yeah, so if I understood, there's going to be an hour and a half video as part of the 101 class. And
Yes.
we're going to meet on Zoom for an interaction on the 29th. And is that also an hour and a half usually?
It's probably because we will again we will repeat some of what you have already heard, because it's never wrong to hear something more than once. We will do mama sessions. We will teach you more of the mamas, even though some of them are in the videos. But we will also then again do the breakout session. And that is really the part that you cannot do on your own. And so I would say again, 1 hour to 90 minutes for that live call on the 29th, yes.
Okay, so it really starts on the 29th. And how long does the course go? When is the beginning?
No, the course, if you sign up today, you could start the course tomorrow, because the videos are already there. So everything is already there. The only thing that we would upload now is this call as well. And we will also then upload the one on the 29th. But everyone could start right away whenever it suits you.
Okay, okay. That's helpful.
So you could
and
do
then There'll be one
on.
more call after, Zoom call after the 29th, or two.
Let me say, we had planned that we do 2 to 3 calls, but we will see how the situation is. If we have the feeling that we need another call, we will do it. So we are not that bound. We will play it by ear, but we will definitely have the one on the 29th and one other one, which is most likely 2 hours later, 2 weeks later on. I don't know what date that is. It's the 29th.
12th?
Yeah, it could be the 12th of April. And so that would be then the next date, again, at the same time at 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 Pacific time. And then if there's the need for another one where someone needs more explanation, we can probably do that. Carol and myself, we are always happy to teach and to give our time if it's needed, and Vinay as well. So, any other question or comments?
I have a
Yeah, so
question.
oh, go ahead.
Mm-mm.
So as
Okay, Kay, you go first.
I didn't hear.
You go first.
Okay, so as I'm digesting this 101 Ancient Secrets class, the main thing really is sort of living the lifestyle of those 4 principles and really getting into what is it that I want with the Marmas. So there might be some overlap because I'm doing the 7-day detox where we're learning some of the same things. And if I did the emergency home remedies, there'll be some overlap. But the real heart of this one is the Marma Shakti, the principles, integrating them into my life and focusing on me. What is it that I want? Which is something that I don't do very well because I'm always focusing on the other. So is that right? Is that a good understanding?
Yeah, that's a good understanding. It is definitely in the 7-day detox, we are talking a lot about physical and the diet and all of that, even though Deborah Ann mentioned also a little bit the mental or emotional detox that we can do. But this is a lifestyle here, that we are talking about, the lifestyle of the 4 principles, giving 100%. Figuring definitely out what do you want, taking care of yourself. Atmiyada and Aditi Devobhava, these are the ones that when you integrate them, that is really taking care of yourself, because it also allows you to set boundaries and all of that in a way that is loving. And so there is, for me, it was just life-changing, these principles, to learn those.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Angel.
Yes. Oh, okay. All right. I've already listened to the first video. And so one of my notes was 108 Shakti. So my question is, what is the difference between Shakti and a Marma? Or are
These
they
are the same.
they're
They are the same. They are called Mama. The full name is Mama Shakti.
Okay.
And so sometimes we just call them Mama and we leave out the word Shakti, even though we should probably call them all the time Mama Shakti. But they are the same. And there are 108 points or 7 points in the body. And as Vinay was saying, we are not going to learn them all, not even when you take any of our other courses. It's because, as he's explained, some of them we cannot do ourselves. That they need to be done by a professional Vaidya. But a lot of them we can do on our own, and you will learn a few here. And then, of course, when you were to go even further with the 100 days, where we really dive deep into the principle of Ayurveda, not just the basic ones, but then what are the doshas, what are the how do you live an Ayurvedic life, then you would learn more and more home remedies. So it's building on what we are doing right now. It would build more and more. But this is the foundation to really understand the principles.
Wonderful. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's sort of, I observe that it sort of, in a way, is in doing the same thing in a different way than I'm doing with my meditation, because my meditation group is, grounded in Advaita Vedanta. So it's sort of, and as far as I understand, Shakti is something like devotion and love. I mean, in Sanskrit, that's what my teacher says, that Shakti for him is devotion and love.
And Vinay, what is the?
Yeah. Thank you, Sibylla, for bringing out this point.
It's 11:30.
That's my computer.
Oh, okay. So it reminds me that it's time. Okay. Now, whatever we do, Dr. Ram always says, and this is the first principle, to do the things 100%. And devotion is the same thing, that whatever do we do, either we do the this let go marma for us, or if we teach another one, or if we do for other people, or if you do teach your family members or the community, there should be your devotion. People ask you the many times, which point, which point, which point. So you give your 100%. Okay, you have to press this, try to this on this fleshy part. But this is again, it's your devotion, and it's we do with 100% effort that yes, you want to contribute in person's life. So this is also Marma Shakti, and Dr. Naram has lived his life with 1,000%. He always used to, you do your 10%, you give your 10% commitment, I will do my 1,000%. So this is what we learn, that devotion from the Dr. Naram, from the lineage. And that's why we use these words Marma Shakti. Because by doing these things also we get a power. Like for the immunity, I'll show you the Marma. That for the immunity, we have to press on the middle finger, tip of the middle finger. So by getting this immunity level, we get the Shakti also. So these are the small, small things, and we devote ourselves in such a way that, yes, and Dr. This is, if I want to say about myself, that I can say that, yes, I am the soldier of the mission of the Dr. Naram. So if I'll get a message middle of the night also, if I'll get early morning also, I done my best up to now. I tried my best to give my 100%, 1,000%. So this is my devotion towards these things. So these are the, I hope I am able to share the things, what exactly you would like to know. Thank you so much for beautiful question.
Did it kind of answer your question, Sibylla?
Yes, that's fine. It's because, like in my meditation, what we're doing that, but we're also reading. We have some readings. I'm reading a book about Sri Aurobindo right now. This is part. So in my meditation group, it's not just the half hours. There is more time that I need to devote to that, and we also do journaling, and so. That's why I'm thinking, can I manage both?
Yeah, I mean, this is something that everyone needs to decide for themselves if they want to take something on extra. If you're doing things like that, what I see the difference is from what you're doing, there's a lot of meditation, and it's kind of for yourself. But a lot what we are doing here is actually changing. For me, I speak for myself now. For me, it was how I changed in a way that I was treating other people differently. I became a different person. I no longer react when something happens. When and that is something that I totally believe that this has come with the practice of Atmiyata and the Aditi Devo Baba, that nothing kind of upsets me anymore. And before I would be kind of a Pitta person and explode and get angry, and that just doesn't happen anymore. So for me, applying this principle was an inner change, but it has such an impact on the people around me that because I'm treating the other people different, the people around me differently, if I can put it this way.
Yes, of course, but that's also the point of our meditation. The point of our meditation is service. So it's in a sense, it's what I'm saying is it's really just a different approach to the same thing, you know,
Yeah.
because that's
And
you know what we are learning in our meditation is equanimity, innocence, deal with the unknown, not react but respond. All of it's the same, you know, that's what I'm trying to say. I think it's just another way to the same thing.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm
of
just
course.
kind of, and I'm sure it helps. So I'm, you know, it's just I'm trying to see how I will manage in terms of time, because I realize that one of the things that is important for me is not to be rushed,
Yeah, yeah,
you know, and I'm realizing that sometimes if I do too much, I'm rushing, and therefore I'm not 100% present, because I'm rushing to the next already. I'm not totally here.
yeah,
So that's what I need to kind of consider. That's the
Yeah.
only thing
yeah.
I'm considering.
I would like to add one thing, Sibylla, and thank
Yeah.
you so much for sharing your concern. I'll do my best to just that by doing these things, it will not only, it will help you to do it in a best way, that you will not be feel rushed, and at the same time you're able to do it in a such a way that you will get more time, and also you will able to do the things in short time also. So you will learn all the skills that if you want to expand your timing also, you can able to do it. And if you want to do it within the limited time also, this will help you. Because Dr. Naram, I've seen the life of Dr. Naram, that he can able to speak, he can give the time to the patients, and he do the things many for the many hours also. And if you want to do it in the small time also. See, again, it's like a journaling and how we can discipline ourselves. Discipline is not a right word, but how we can do in a best way. So then it will help us to increase our capacity and our expertise in such a way that you can able to do the things like this. As Cornelia ji said, and it happens with me that previously when I started my work with Dr. Nam, sometimes you should stuck with the problems. If I get a problems, if I not get solution, then I used to get many questions. But slowly Dr. Nam taught me that don't stick with your problems, work out the possibility. And he gave me the time to learn this technique. So then we slowly able to do, and I can say in the second, in other word, they can able to do the multitasking also. You can able to club all your things together also. So these are the things what help us to the multitasking also. So you can able to take care of your meditation also, and you will not feel rushed also. I hope I have able to answer to your things.
Carol has also something to say.
Yeah, I would just say follow your instincts and follow your guides. Ask your highest self what's best for me. And say out loud the decision and see how it feels. Like, oh, well, that feels really good. That feels right. Or, that didn't feel so good. Maybe that's not the right choice. So I say follow your intuition, follow your guides, and the right thing will fall in place for you. And maybe the time isn't right and a different time would be better. Or maybe this is the perfect time and it's exactly what your soul is asking for. Just follow your intuitions.
Yeah,
Yes,
just
thank you
trust
very
that.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
thank you very much. Thank you. for
Okay,
answering.
thank you everyone for being here and for everyone who's watching the recording. I hope this was helpful, and then we will send out the post the up on Kajabi, but we will also send it out as a video to everyone who has gotten the invitation. Thank you, Angel. And if you have any questions, you can definitely send us. You already signed up to the course, as far as I know, correct?
Me? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You are already signed up. So if you have any questions, please send messages to Carol or myself.
Okay.
And so we can help you with that. And yeah, we're always here for you. It might be a little bit time delayed because Carol and myself are going to Nepal on Monday. And so we have to kind of figure out the time, and we are not checking emails all the time, so only once a day. And so, but if you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask.
I will, yeah, and I will see you tomorrow at our
Tomorrow.
wonderful day meeting. Thank you.
Yeah, we do.
I love you, and I'm with
Okay,
you.
thank you very much. I love you and I'm with you.
I love you and I'm with you.
Thank you.
I love you and I'm with you all.
Welcome. Okay. So